Potter's Journal. Today I am going to put glaze through a sieve, and we'll see why that is so important. Let's see what happened in the studio today. Okay, dinnerware. We finally got that made and fired. So what's in the kiln? Okay, yeah, until we take a closer look, it's fine. Specks, little teeny specks. I used a relatively safe glaze, brand new. I put it through too fine a sieve. So now, really, I think we only did this as a demo last year, but there's really only one thing you can do. And last year it was just a simple demo with a half a dozen pieces. This year it's the real thing, but okay, there are a few we can wash the glaze off. But the curse of the special order. These were overfired. I'm not going to overfire the next batch, so I'm going to have to completely do this little project. The mugs are okay, because I still have a good amount of those that weren't bisques yet. So we will mix up a glaze, hopefully right today, and put it through a sieve. Some other things, since I do have to make it over again, checking the journal. I don't see the notes for how much it weighs, everything except for the bowls. I did get a pound on those. So going through last year's journal, at the fair, at the Historic Society, I made 3 small plates, and they were 2.5 pounds for the dessert plate. So 2.5 pounds. And then leafing back through in last year's journal, when my niece was here in the summer, I did a few pots for her. And, oh, wait a minute. Okay, small plates, 1 1/4. Okay, so the small plates were, the dessert plates were 1 1/4. And the regular ones were 2.5. And that was a relatively small plate. She didn't want an overly large plate. So now I'll have all the dinnerware info on one page, and I may make that a little clearer. And the one thing I'm missing is a dust mask. So that's one of the first things I'll have to replace. The ash. Yeah, especially toxic. So I'm even, mixing the glaze. It's recommended to use gloves. And we think about it now while we're mixing the glaze, but we empty the wood stove on a weekly basis and don't think about it at all. So and I'm no glaze genius, so this is a recipe I found, and well, if it works out, we'll have to share how we got to that point. And the commercial glaze, relatively simple. Yeah, relatively simple. Unless you don't put it through a fine enough sieve. Because they even said standard glaze transparent, they said 14 ounces of water per pound. So some nice instructions. And actually, this is going to be some glaze blending. I have a suspicion that they're clear. They add some stains to make their ivy, and I wanted their ivy a little lighter. So I'm putting, let's see, 10 pounds of the ivy with 5 pounds of the clear, and I did do the tests. And when we do some kiln unloading soon, we'll see exactly what happened. Yeah, just like flour. Just like, yeah, when we're mixing flour for bread, I'm gonna first mix these two glazes together the same way I do with the ash and the other ingredients before adding the water. And let's see, they said exactly how much water to use, or they recommended. I often use them a little thinner, so add some warm water since it's still relatively cold in here, and let it let it bubble up through. Just like I remember in Florida in some springs where there was what was they were we had yeah, air bubbles, or was it water, something bubbling up through the sand. Okay, so we'll let the water soak in there, and then the glaze that we had the difficulty with the first time, specs, we need the first, I'm gonna mix it with the drill. And sometimes if you get that going like that, I think it mixes all the way down to the bottom. Okay, and let's see, the sieve, here's my old one. They apparently don't last forever. The plastic deteriorated on that one. Here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to put your glaze through a 30 mesh sieve. And I think I checked about one hobby potter book and came up with absolutely nothing on the sieve side. I went through about half a dozen videos on sieving glaze, and I think 2 of them even said they had no idea what it was. Finally decided that I would go to a potter's book, first published in 1940. This I had lost somewhere in the back of the closet and was glad to be able to pull out Bernard Leach. Okay, you need 100 to 200 mesh sieve. And what that means is how many spaces per inch. Okay. And then to put that through, we can either put the boards across here like this, or this 30 mesh one is absolutely no use. It's going to go right through there. It might be a little neater if we just put that on there. And I'm going to do the glove thing again. I did that a couple videos ago with a cut finger that's healed over now. And yeah, that one's bubbling up nicely. And it's going to take time. I think you can do this with a brush too, or maybe that's the preferred method. And you know, this isn't that bad. And you will save yourself a lot of work. Dinnerware placing, let me see, 10 placements each. I made 12 and actually lost a few on the way. So this is also either my stupidity or maybe it is the curse of the special order. I'll have to go into that sometime because it seems like as long as I've been doing this, if it's a special order, yeah, that's when there's going to be a problem. And this will break everything up, and we won't hopefully have specks on the next run. I was hoping to jump into something a little more exciting. Yeah. One more time on the dinnerware. I think I said in the opening of season 2018, we'll see, yeah, that maybe you'll be entertained by this. Maybe you'll learn something. This is not a tutorial, and I'll repeat my words. We will see now if I learn anything or I keep making the same mistakes. Okay, stop back and we'll find out.